Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a wonderful guest with us in studio today. It's Ken Norkus, and he's from Compass Mortgage. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you, Liz.
You know, many of us don't know the difference between a mortgage bank and a depository bank. What is the difference? What should we be thinking about?
Great question. You know, a lot of people think that they have to go to their local bank and where they have their checking, their savings account with, and get their mortgage. Well, what we've found, I've worked for both.
Okay.
What we've found is that the depository banks have a wide array of products. So you've got a checking, savings, they might have car loans, student loans, home equity loans, all these different loans. But what we found is that they're not specialized in the mortgage part. And the mortgage is the most compliant piece of any loan that they have to give. So when you look to the mortgage banker, they only specialize in mortgage. So what they're going to do is they're going to make certain that they have not only the best process from A to Z, but they also have the most wide array of products. When you work with a depository, they may have 5 product choices. When you work with a mortgage banker, they may have 500, because they can have 100 lenders that all have 5. So what that gives is the customer has a starting point with us and a finish point. We'll pull their credit one time, and they can find any home that they want. They can buy anywhere they want. Any product that we offer, we're going to offer to them without having to walk to 15 different banks to feel like they can get their full pre-approval. So we let them know everything that they're qualified for, and in the end, we're going to let them choose what's best for them. But we can guide them every single step of the way.
And this is all that you do is mortgages. You don't have to worry about opening a checking account with me.
That's right. And we actually work with some of the biggest depository lenders in the country. So think about it like a hotel room. If the hotel is only half full, well, they're losing money. If the bank has money to lend and they're not lending it, they can come to people like us and help. We can lend it for them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how does your experience both in the depository world help you with helping your clients in the mortgage world here?
So one of the things you understand is that clients have a wide array of need, you know, and it's not just the mortgage. So we're going to help them understand through our relationships with everyone how to position themselves with the best car loan. We may refinance their student loans for them. And so knowing that we have all these choices, we're going to continue to stay in the market and network with anyone and everyone that could potentially help them. We have a client that right now is buying a home and then going to start a business. So we're looking for an SBA loan for her. So we don't do them, but we're going to find someone who does. So my passion in the industry has been basically to help every single person that we can. First-time home buyers, all the way to their 20th investment property. Second home, you know, it could be a move-up buyer. It could be someone that's, you know, an empty nester and moving down. Whatever it is, we like to be a part of their experience.
Well, it's a big experience, and it's usually the largest purchase we make. And here we are working with you, and we need all the help we can get. When is the best time for us to start exploring with you for a mortgage loan? When should we be thinking about that?
That's a wonderful question. That has changed over the last 10 years. What used to happen is they would get pre-approved, then they would find an agent, then they would find a home.
Right.
Right now what's happening is the internet is basically letting them find a home, and then an agent, and then a loan officer. We would love to bring it back to the way it used to be. We'd love to have either the loan officer or the agent find them first and basically make certain that they're pre-approved to purchase exactly what they can afford.
And I think that's important because it allows you to know what type of home you can go for. You don't want to be out exploring for homes that you can't afford or are under your budget. You want to be spending your time because it's a big emotional time period. Let's not go for pipe dreams or lower dreams.
And I think one of the biggest things in that is we have the ability to influence someone's credit. So
that's true.
Instead of everyone will ask, your first question will be, what is your rate? And so we'll talk about that and what that means to them. What they're really saying is, do I qualify? How much do I qualify for?
Right.
And people want to know a few things. How much do I have to put down? What will my monthly payment be? And what are the next steps? And so we make sure to educate them in every single facet of that. Now, if they come and talk to us a week before they're going to purchase a home, there's only so much we can do. If they come 6 months before they're going to purchase a home, or even a year, and we can work on their credit, and we can talk to them about maybe showing a certain amount of income or work that extra overtime. We've had to tell clients it's okay. You really can work 60 hours a week and purchase that home that you want. You can change jobs. It's totally fine. But if we can talk to them before, we can be such a resource. If we talk to them too late in the game, we're kind of just working with whatever we have.
Well, and I agree with you 100%. We don't come in, the average buyer doesn't come in with enough knowledge. So the sooner we start talking to you and understand our credit score and the different things that we can do to really improve our credit score. You can improve your credit score a ton with simple adjustments. As my dad would say, it's the difference between an A and a B, Liz. Not a lot more, just get it done to that A. So sometimes people come in with, when you're bidding on a house, with cash. And so you have a program where you can help if you don't necessarily have that cash. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So I think everybody would love to sell to someone that has cash.
Right.
And the main reasons are because they know they're going to get the transaction closed.
That's right.
And probably in 2 weeks.
Right.
So what our company has done is we've positioned ourselves to say, if it's a $400,000 house and someone's going to offer cash, they're probably going to offer $380,000. If you're going to get a mortgage and you're fine offering $400,000, we can beat that cash offer. And the way we do it is we will start the process before someone finds a home. We call it our Get Committed program, because in the end, what everybody wants is a loan commitment that says you're completely approved. So what we do is we go over their credit, their income, their assets. Every background check, every compliance check, we verify everything that we can until they find a property. Once we find the property, they have to sign a contract, earnest money, same as cash. They have to get home insurance, same as cash. The only thing different that we ask is an appraisal and a title. And what will happen is that takes about 10 days to get back at the most. So what happens is you find a house today, in 10 days you'll be clear to close. And we'll guarantee a 15-day or less closing on anyone that goes through this product, or we give them a big rebate off their closing cost. And most people don't need to close in 15, but another part of this is that we actually call the listing agent that has this house listed, and we explain they've gone through all this whole process, and that we're going to order the appraisal right away, and we're going to be able to meet a 15-day closing. And they start to almost question how that's possible. And we let them know that because we've done all the work before they started. So it really helps when we have a real estate team that explains the importance of it. And most people don't realize how important it is until they lose that perfect house. So that's sort of how that one works.
Well, and if they're listening to you, they're not going to lose that perfect house because you are on their team, and that's important.
Right.
So interest rates are super low right now. How does that benefit the person?
Well, it does two things. Someone that's looking to purchase a home, most people are most interested in what their overall payment is going to be. So what that does is it takes that house, say, a year ago, where the interest rates were almost a point higher. That basically takes that house and it makes it much more affordable. So the same purchase price last year and this year gives a much lower payment. So with that lower payment, they can decide, well, I can buy that house, but I can also buy the house with the 2-car garage or the basement or the fenced yard, pond view, whatever it might be. So it gives them more buying power. And for someone who bought last year, they look at that and they say, well, I know rates are lower, but what does that mean? Well, what that means is if we can talk to them about keeping the payment where it's at now and refinancing to a shorter term, we can show them how we can save them anywhere between $10,000 to $50,000 in total payments on their mortgage. And so we run these calculators for them to say, well, you can have a lower payment and invest it somewhere else, and here's what your return will be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or let us show you how to pay your house off sooner. So I like both avenues because I did go to school and study finance, but I thought I'd be a stockbroker and ended up coming into the debt management side of it. So I kind of like to show them both sides. I think it helps a client understand what their options are, and then empowers them to make that choice once again.
I think that's awesome. Ken, thanks for stopping by and explaining this world of mortgage and what you do. You're playing a vital role for homeowners and buyers in a really emotional time. So we need someone like you, Ken, on our team. So thanks for coming in and talking to me.
I appreciate it.
We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.